Hello and welcome, my friends. This is Jennifer from Mystic Star. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching this video. This is going to be my weekly group reading for the week of April 19th to the 25th. We're going to be starting off at the beginning of the week with Earth Day, and then near the end of the week we've got International Guide Dogs Day. So it's a really full week and it's going to have some amazing energies. Today we are going to look at what you can expect over the next 7 days. We're really going to focus in on those positive, those supports, those blessings, and how you can overcome the challenges that come up during the week. For this week, I've chosen the Shadowscapes Tarot and the Oracle of the Dragonfae. And like always, there are links below to both these fantastic decks, so should they speak to you, you can go check them out for yourselves. And for this selection reading, I have my Auralite group, my Howlite group, and then the Rose Quartz group. I want you to quickly choose the crystal that resonates with you the most right now. And then underneath in the description box, I have a timestamp. You can click on that timestamp to your correlating crystal, and it'll take you straight to your reading, and I will see you there. Alright, welcome my Auralite friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full deck of 78 tarot cards plus a full deck of oracle cards. I want you to have the fullest and most comprehensive reading, so I use all the cards. You're part of that draw and you see and can hear everything happening. Without further ado, let's see what this week holds for you. What can my Auralite friends expect from the week of April 19th to the 25th? Such a beautiful card. Wu Wang. Wild, pure heart. This week is going to offer you that opportunity to really reconnect in with self, and not just doing the reflection, but starting to incorporate and move forward on some of those dynamic pieces that we've been a little bit afraid to connect in with. That anxiety and fear of what others will think of us are holding us back. So this week will give us some energies to be able to connect into that true self and start to bring in that authenticity. We are in the middle of what I'm calling a tower-esque situation. Just like that tower card in tarot, we're being struck multiple times by lightning to help shift and move us along. We need to really align ourselves with that soul's deeper purpose, which I know is incredibly hard when we don't know what that is, and living a life of authenticity. And that is a lot easier for us, and that in itself will start aligning us to that soul's deeper purpose, to that journey we're looking for. Then we had Lady of the New Buds. Nurture tenderness. Like I just said, we have to start to work on self, that authenticity. Working on and allowing those pieces to come forward and grow. Taking them out of the shadows, giving them that love and light, so that you are able to move yourself forward. You are able to connect in with aspects and pieces that haven't seen that love, that have been shoved into the shadows. And then the Green Lady, Chosen One. We were chosen to incarnate. You chose the path that you wanted to go on. we had to forget that path, that much knowledge in an infant stage would overload us. It would burn us out. So we do need to start to connect back in, like I said, to that life of authenticity, to what it is we had chosen about ourselves and our path so long ago. So this week really gives you those opportunities to nurture and connect in with yourself on a deeper level. Let's get into this week a little bit more. What does the beginning part of the week hold for my Auralite friends? The Moon, the 18th card in the Major Arcana. It's full of mystery and unknown. As easy as it sounds to reconnect in and try and reflect in to get those answers, let's be honest, that's pretty darn scary. We don't like to get into this woo-woo-y type reflection. Our ego will be screaming, danger alert, danger alert. Your ego will start to pick up on everything to redirect you to the physical world, redirect you to whatever falsehoods that it can come up with to slow you down. And at the same time, the moon is connected into that divine feminine. If we can calm our ego, if we can balance out our day so that yes, we can deal with whatever emergencies that the ego brings up or creates in our lives, we can use this amazing energy to our advantage. We can tap into that nurturing and divine energy of the feminine. When balanced out, we're able to deal with that unknown and that uncertainty, but then use the other aspect of the card, that divine feminine, that connection in. The moon also has an intuitive part to it, connecting into that intuition to take you in deeper. The original card has in the foreground here this pool of water with this crayfish crawling out. It talks about our creativity and our imagination and how we have that false sense of scary at night. But anytime you see water in tarot or oracle, you're dealing with your intuition. And that intuition is going to be a driving force and factor into being able to live that life of authenticity. We need to connect into who we truly are, which includes our intuitive gifts. Everybody has varying levels of empathic abilities that we can connect into. We can tap into that. Use it to help create and manifest what it is we need in our lives. Connecting in, getting that direction, getting that support from the divine and higher vibrational beings. Now with the moon, the Queen of Cups. If there's any question over the importance of that intuitional connection and that need to tap in to using our intuition in different parts of our lives, the Queen of Cups really clarifies and really stands on her own to say, hey, this is an important piece. We've got this very heavy, feminine, heavy intuitive connection that's really going to be important. It's going to set up that first part of the week. Knowing that our ego is going to try and slow this down, slow your abilities, make you question your abilities, we need to be able to balance things out and bring forward and work on this connection element. What about the middle of the week? What does the middle of the week bring? My Auralite friends. The Six of Cups. Now, sixes in themselves are about harmony and balance. In the middle of the week, that balance piece is going to be key. We're looking at the middle of the week bringing us Earth Day, that celebration of Gaia and all her amazingness, especially with the leaps and bounds she's been able to make in that healing process. And it also brings in that importance of reminiscing. The Six of Cups is a reminiscing card. Connecting back in, remembering those important pieces. Now, we don't want to go back into those painful, heartache-filled events. We want to take the knowledge, not that emotion. We don't want to bring ourselves down. When we start to focus in on those lower vibrational heartache and pain and fear, we lower our vibration. We're less likely to be able to retain the information that we need. And if you are able to do this, and some of us are, tap in to the information and knowledge of past lifetimes. That reminiscing is now a reminiscing of past lives. We've got some amazing dragon energy pushing us to live that life of authenticity. And that authenticity has spanned all our lifetimes. Taking the components and the parts that are of high vibration and for our greater good from our past experiences and incorporating them into our current lifetime. If you're not able to go back as far as you can. That meditation and reflection is going to be really important in the middle of the week. It's going to help you give some of that direction and understanding on what Wu Wang really wanted you to tap into. What about the end of the week? What can my Auralite friends expect for the end of the week of April 19th through the 25th? I love it. That quintessential aha moment. The Ace of Swords. Things are going to come together. The more you're able to balance things out, the more you're able to connect in and get the information from those past experiences, our past lifetimes. Those aha moments are going to be amazing. They're really going to help set us up, set us down that path we need to go. That knowledge piece is going to be key. And we're going to need to, especially near the end of the week, function from that head rather than our heart. We're going to find that our heart will lead us astray, especially at the end of the week. We need to be focusing in on that knowledge and critical thinking to help navigate some of the situations that we're going to have not only in our spiritual world, but also in our physical realm as well. That critical thinking is going to be invaluable, especially at the end of the week. What is the main obstacle that my Auralite friends are going to face from the week of April 19th to the 25th? The Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is that detailed, orientated work. We're going to get focused in and caught up in some of these pieces early on in the week. They're going to catch our attention because they're going to be shiny and new. We're going to want to really dive deep into them. We're not at that point yet, my friends. We want to make sure we gain all the knowledge. We're really going to be able to gain some amazing knowledge and direction into living that life of authenticity. However, like I said, especially at the beginning of the week, our ego is going to be resistant. So if it can slow you down, it will. It will pick up on a piece that it finds less scary and less intrusive, and it's going to really make it shine and look exciting. I always encourage my students and my clients to have that spiritual journal or a journal to write down aspects and ideas that come forward so that you know in your heart of hearts you've got it down and you're not going to forget. However, we've got a lot of exploration. We need those aha moments to start to put our ducks in a row. We can't get hyper-focused in on one aspect. The Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is a foundational card. It talks about having the resources and those needs. Like I said, your ego is going to flare up. Red alert, we're under attack. We've got to slow down. Oh my God, this crisis just happened. Being very mindful of those quote-unquote crises and how your ego will manipulate different aspects and pieces in your life to create said red alerts, those crises. Balancing things out, taking that time for you, understanding that part of it's going to be your ego. And yes, you're going to have to patch things up and try and get things to move along on your physical level and realm and on your spiritual realm. That balance will be key. Alright, let's go into some blessings here. What blessing can my Auralite friends embrace at the beginning of the week? Orky, boundaries. That's going to be essential. Those boundaries will help keep your ego at bay, will help those red alerts to be lessened, will help with that balance, because you can literally schedule it in. This card, the Orky card, really reminds me of that Emperor energy, that very stoic energy that helps to bring stability and helps to bring that routine into play. Literally, if you need to, schedule in that time. It doesn't have to be long periods of time. Even small periods throughout multiple days quickly add up. Give yourself some time to reflect and meditate. The art of meditation realigns your brain. You're not firing from that one dominant side. You align the brain so it is functioning and firing in a balanced state. And it's in that balanced state that those aha and eureka moments are going to come in. And these aha eureka moments are not all in the spiritual realm. Some of what your ego is going to cause havoc with, you're going to get clarity on because you're slowing your brain down. You're not in immediate response panic mode. You're in control of your faculties. You're in control of what's happening. So that meditation and reflection is going to be key. Like I said, scheduling it in and having those boundaries with yourself is going to be crucial. What about the middle of the week? What blessing can my Auralite friends embrace for the middle of the week? I love it. Gaia's Dragons. What a beautiful card. Really emphasizing that Earth Day, that connection into Gaia. Like I said before, Gaia is making phenomenal progress in her healing and rejuvenation. Tapping in and sharing in her amazing triumphs, encouraging her forward, and celebrating all her children. Not only us, but we're seeing animals take their spaces back. We're seeing things happen in nature that haven't been seen in years. Really celebrating and acknowledging this amazing progress and change and shift we're seeing within Gaia. We can also tap into Gaia's energy right now. It's very much an energy of rejuvenation and self-healing. And that rejuvenation will go a long way in helping you move yourself forward, but it'll also help you with your individual healing. All right, let's go on to the end of the week. What blessings can my Auralite friends embrace for the end of the week? Shumara, Web of Life. We are all connected. We're connected in through Gaia, we're connected in through the universe. We are connected on varying degrees of dimension and levels. It's important to acknowledge that connection, to heal and strengthen those supports that need to be healed and strengthened, and releasing the supports that aren't working for us. And that sort of truth and knowledge will go a long way in showing you those individuals who need to be released and those individuals who need to be brought forward. That connection needs to be nurtured and strengthened a bit more. We all have individuals in our lives that have been playing support from the shadows. It's time to bring them out of the shadows and bring them into the light. We're going to end off on any further information and guidance that we can offer my Auralite friends for the week of the April 19th to the 25th. The Queen of Pentacles, the Mother Earth card, or one of them. Her and the Empress are the two Mother Earth cards. The Queen of Pentacles is the everyday aspect of that Mother Earth energy, while the Empress is the archetype, that major energy of the Mother Earth. We need that everyday aspect of nurturing and caring for self, nurturing and caring for those individuals in our lives who we may not have thought of as such an amazing support until we took that step back and reflected on it. That nurturing and compassion are very heavy this week, especially during that middle of the week. We're looking at that very thick and ripe energy, using it to our advantage. So my friends who are looking to have children, the middle of the week, we really have that very fertile and ripe energy flowing hot and heavy. The Wheel of Fortune, the 10th card in the Major Arcana, and it talks about shifts. Those natural shifts and progressions. None of what we're talking about this week is a major jolt. We're not talking tower-esque type shifting. This is shifting that is in natural progression of to where you want to be and who you are. And when we start to do these natural progressions, things really slide into place. They click because it's who we are. It makes sense to us. It's incorporating them into our everyday that is going to be important. And finally, the Fool, the 0 card in the Major Arcana. And it talks about that carefree energy, trusting in the universe and taking that leap of faith, trusting in your abilities and the guidance of the universe to take you to where it is you should be, take you on that journey that you had signed up for. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today and watching my video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and that you're able to gain some insight and direction into what the week holds for you. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. There is so much more amazing coming your way. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss any of this amazing insight and healing is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private healings and readings with myself. I've provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my friends. Hello and welcome, my Howlite group. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full 78 cards here and the full oracle deck, so you get the fullest and most comprehensive reading for you. Alright, without further ado, let's see what the cards have to say for you. What can my Howlite friends expect from the week of April 19th to the 25th? Tatsuya, having courage. Well, we're starting off with a bang, my Howlite friends. That courage, that determination to not back down. We're going to need it for this week. Pellinor and the Lady. Bittersweet farewell. We're releasing this week, and let's be honest, anytime we have that release, as we are bidding adieu to those aspects and pieces in our lives, those people, those situations, there is heartache and there is fear. That is exactly why we had Tatsuya come forward first. We need that courage. We need our determination. We need to make this shift happen. The Lady, Alfreda, justice will prevail. Very much like that Justice card in the Major Arcana, we need to shift. We need to bring things back into balance. We need to use that Sword of Truth and Knowledge, because justice is going to come forward. That right and wrong will really come up. Those toxic situations, value sets, people, feelings are really going to be on the forefront this week. We're really going to have to release stuff that is not working, things that are not for a greater good, because the universe is going to start to kick us in the butt on an individual level. Right now we have a global butt kicking from the universe. We're in a Tower-esque situation globally. However, on an individual level, if we don't adhere to this, we will have that individual jolt. That's not anything anybody wants to deal with right now. So really taking hold and embracing what this week is going to offer you will help you alleviate and in some cases avoid that tower-esque situation. So let's get into this week a bit more. What does the beginning part of the week look like for my Howlite friends? The Eight of Swords. This week isn't holding anything back. It's just letting it go. It's hitting you with all the punches. The Eight of Swords talks about those past experiences, those situations that have been heavy for us. They're full of heartache and fear. Those situations, events, people are held deep in our heart and not in a good way. Literally, those situations and events are those swords, and they've penned us in. We don't feel like we can move. Yet, in tarot, eights are a movement and manifestation card. We have the ability to manifest everything that we need and want. However, those lower vibrational fear and heartache situations are holding us back from what we can truly do. This is exactly why we need this courage, and we need to use the sword of truth and justice to bring back a balance within our lives so that we are able to shift out of this area of pain and fear. What does the middle of the week bring, my Howlite friends? Oh, now you all heard me shuffle, right? I don't have predetermined card or pre-shuffled or pre-picked cards, because situations like this happen. I could hear and feel the tower coming in when I pulled Pelennor. The more we're able to align and start to release some of what's holding you back, and you're going to have to get shifting right away, because in the middle of the week, the tower is going to come in and it's going to kick you in the hiney. It's an individual shift to help you move forward. We need to release some of what's holding us back. And yes, the universe is already acknowledging some of it is going to be very bittersweet. Some of it you're not going to want to release. And you know those pieces, those aspects, those people, those situations, they are serving a purpose. However, it's not for a greater good. And we need to release them, because we're going to stay in this stagnant situation until we do. And the universe, well, let's be honest, the universe is done with it, my friends. And there's only so much stagnation the universe will allow before you have that shift. That tower is going to come in, it's going to zap us in the behind. And I would love to know what the end of the week will bring my Howlite friends. The Five of Wands. Fives are a conflictual number. Wands, that inner fire, that passion. All helter-skelter is going to head off in the end of the week. That internal conflict and dialogue is going to come up hot and heavy. We're going to be questioning ourselves, what's happening, why me, oh my gods. Taking those deep breaths and really grabbing hold of that sword of truth and knowledge. I can really see in my mind's eye this beautiful sword helping you to clear out those cobwebs. Making sure that you take that time to reflect on in a critical state, not in an emotional state, a critical state. We started off the week with the 8 of Swords. Swords are cold, hard steel. We need that cold, hard, critical thinking skill to help us cope through this shift we're having this week. That critical thinking will help to guide you through any of the bumps and turning shifts that we are going to be faced with this week. And I hate to do it, but let's see what the challenge is. This is what's happening, the energies that are going to be there for you, that are going to be presented this week. So let's look at the challenge. What is the challenge that my Howlite friends will face for the week of April 19th to the 25th? The 8 of Pentacles. This is the detailed orientated card. This week isn't about details, my friends. When we get stuck in those details, those aspects, what's happened, we get stuck in this rut. And that's when the lightning is going to come in and blast away those cobwebs. You're going to find that more painful than starting to remove some of those cobwebs yourself. The 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles is one of the family cards that we have. And some of these pieces that we need to shift are based on family values, family beliefs that have been passed down from generation. And this isn't the family beliefs about different aspects. These are core belief values that no longer serve us. What your grandparents felt and did may not and is usually not applicable in what's happening in today. However, our core values, unless shifted by yourself, reflected in on and released, are still there. The challenge this week is not going to be your family in itself per se. These are the core values, those core belief systems that aren't rooted in anything that's high vibrational for you. I go back to childhood. Somewhere along the way we found out through siblings, cousins, whomever, that the best way to deal with the boogeyman was to run and hide under your covers, because everybody knew the boogeyman couldn't get you under there. Avoidance is not a tactic that works well for adults. We cannot avoid, because when we avoid, that's when we get the tower. So really looking in and reflecting on those core pieces, because those core pieces are what needs to be shifted this week. And the last challenge, the King of Wands. Now, kings are that fully defined personality. They have the most power and control. He's going to be a bit of a tyrant this week. And part of our problem will be is our understanding and our ability to incorporate and acknowledge our courage and our determination. That solar plexus energy. With him tantruming, if you will, it leads to this Five of Wands situation. This influx of uncertainty, this influx of fear. We started off with the need of courage and determination, and it's still there. We need to focus in on that solar plexus energy so we can have that stable, energy source for our courage and our determination. And when we're really uncertain and we're starting to feel the king start to do his little tantrums and that energy really start to flux up and down, focusing in on that solar plexus energy, on that yellow chakra that is located near your tummy, and giving it that nurturing and care it needs to help strengthen it, so you have that courage and determination to overcome these obstacles, those challenges, and this shift, this release that needs to happen. So let's go on to some blessings. Let's be honest, you guys have a hell of a week here, so we need some blessings in play. What blessing can my Howlite friends embrace for the beginning of the week? Morgan Le Fay, very powerful and amazing energy, all in accordance of healing. We need to heal some of these past pains, these situations. We need to release them. We need to move forward. We can no longer be in a pity party and stuck in our quote-unquote stable surroundings. This is a false stability, and the Tower and the universe know it, and they're going to make sure that your stability is grounded in that high vibrational knowledge, core values, and functioning levels. So focusing in on that healing and releasing in the beginning of the week. What about the middle of the week? What blessing can my Howlite friends embrace for the beginning of the week? Shen Guang, be light of heart. We do need to kind of sit back and relax. You have no control over the Tower. The Tower is controlled by the universe, and the universe needs us to shift. The universe is going to make it pretty darn clear pretty quickly on what it is we need to shift and where we need to go. The more resistance we have to this shift, the more resistance we have to the Tower, the more painful it's going to be. So literally, they're telling you, you know what, just sit back, release what you can in the beginning of the week. In the middle of the week, you need that very zen, very carefree energy that, you know what, this is going to happen, can't control it, shift it, my universal friends, shift it. And then you can deal with that aftermath, with where it is the universe needs you to go. You can start building that structure, that foundation that you need. And let's look at the end of the week. What blessing can my Howlite friends embrace for the end of the week? All right, so we've got a couple cards. One fell face forward, so we'll deal with her first. Melusine, love who you are. Well, the universe is going to make it very clear on the shifts it needs you to do, and you're going to have to pick up those pieces. Love what you can and what you can understand, and embrace those pieces that the universe shows you and uncovers through that tower situation. And in that tower situation, that's where you're going to learn more about yourself than you have in the past. Anytime we have that tower come in, we know that there's information and aspects that it's going to help uncover that we hadn't been acknowledging in the past. Now is the time to embrace them. You may not know how to love it, you may not know how to deal with it. Embrace it and incorporate it into your everyday, because you're going to need it. The universe is giving it to you and reacquainting you with something that's important. Then we had the lovers at the feast. Conscious, aware eating. Seems like a weird one to get, but it really talks about how we can't avoid. We have to be very conscious. We need to be active participants in our situation and in our lives. When we are very conscious of what's happening, when we're active participants, we can start to make those shifts. When we're deciding that we're going to subconsciously turtle down and do that pity party, we're going to miss out. And let's be honest, a lot of us do this. When we are at a point of impact from the tower or a shift happening for us, we will comfort feed ourselves and we miss out. We don't acknowledge and deal with those emotions, those pains, those fears. We allow them to bury us, and we almost use them as a protector. We use them as a crutch. And the universe and your guides and those high vibrational beings are being really, really clear. We can't do that. We need to be active participants. We don't want to add to this because we're going to rinse and repeat if we do. We will bury ourselves in that pain and sorrow, which will lead to that tower situation again. So learn from what's happening, embrace what's happening, so that you can make the shifts you need. All right, we're going to end off on any further information and wisdom that we can share with my Howlite friends for the week of April 19th through the 25th. The Queen of Swords. Like I said, that critical thinking is going to be essential. We need to move from our head rather than our heart so we can retain the information. The Queen of Swords has learned all her knowledge through first-hand experience. She's been through these tower situations, and she has learned her lessons. She has learned what she needed to and more. And that's what we need to really embrace this week, is that knowledge piece, not the emotion. The Hierophant, the 5th card in the Major Arcana, that connection and gatekeeper. He is the gatekeeper to that universal knowledge and that connection to those higher vibrational beings. We need to access and gain the support of the Hierophant so that we can gain further knowledge and guidance. That guidance is going to help open up doors and aspects and possibilities we hadn't thought of before. So instead of doing that woe is me moment, taking that time to meditate, clear our mind, and be open to some more wisdom and guidance. The Tower, like I said, it's going to be an individual strike. So it depends on your situation, on how hot and heavy that's going to be. When things are at its worst, taking that time for self, meditating, taking some peace for self, healing yourself, and working on some of these Zen aspects so that you can gain further guidance. You can gain wisdom and insight that we don't have access to because we are missing the bigger picture. We as humans cannot see that big picture. And it's in that big picture that we're going to gain that knowledge. And then finally, the Ace of Cups, the Holy Grail. That connection to those higher vibrational beings will help us with that Holy Grail. It'll give us that direction, that fulfillment and joy that we're looking for. Let's be honest, this week's going to be a bit of a bumpy one for you. Keeping your eye on the prize, that knowledge, that inevitable shift that's going to make you feel better. Similar to exercise. We know exercise is fantastic for our body and our mind and our soul. However, when we exercise, we fatigue our body and it kind of hurts. However, when that hurt is over and we're stronger and we're more able to take on those next pieces and challenges, we feel better. And that's exactly what we're looking at here. We need to push ourselves a bit this week. We need to challenge our belief sets, our ideals, so that we can gain further and more joyous outlooks, prospects, abilities, and abundance. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and you're able to gain some insight and direction into what the week holds for you. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. There's so much more amazing coming your way. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on the insight and healing is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings and healings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my friends. Hello and welcome, my rose quartz friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full deck of tarot and the full oracle deck, so you get the most comprehensive and full reading for you. And without further ado, let's see what the cards have to say for you today. What can my rose quartz friends expect from the week of April 19th to the 25th? The Guardians, fly high. You are not alone. You are not on this journey alone, and we never were intended to be alone. We have supports, and a lot of them. Our guardian angel, our guides, those high vibrational beings who are flying high with us and encouraging us to go even higher and expand our wings even more. Dragonfae of rebirth, whole again. Very much an important aspect of what we're looking at, that living that life of authenticity, that yin and yang. We have that divine feminine and divine masculine within ourselves, realigning it and reacquainting ourselves so that we become that fuller and more whole individual. We're living that life of authenticity, and we're walking the journey we are supposed to. And the best way to get on that path, that soul's deeper path, is to live that very whole and very full life of authenticity. Gaia's Dragon, Divine Union. This card is very meaningful this week. Not only do we have Earth Day and Gaia healing and rejuvenating herself on different vibrational levels and aspects, but it also talks about that need for you to work with your physical self and that spiritual self, that connection to your higher vibrational, intuitional self. When we have a better union and a better balance of understanding what our intuition is guiding us forward on, and we're able to hear that very quiet voice in the back of our head, rather than that lower vibrational ego who is screaming at us. It's easier to hear your ego because you're listening to a lower vibrational energy. Your intuition is higher vibrational, and it's harder to understand because we have to pay attention and we have to concentrate on those images and symbols that are coming forward in our brain, coming forward in our mind's eye. So let's look at this week. We're really looking at balance and pushing ourselves forward here. So what can my rose quartz friends expect from the beginning of the week? The Three of Swords, that heartache. I know I said we're talking about flying high and doing some shifting and really reconnecting in and balancing out. Your ego is not going to like it. These energies are going to be very thick and palpable. We're going to be able to reach out and touch them. Your ego is going to be in red alert. It's going to throw up those past pieces and pains and heartaches, and most importantly, fears that we have dealt with and keep repeating itself, that pattern. We all have those patterns of pain and fear. We need to acknowledge that pain, that fear, and we need to seek the guidance from our intuition and those higher vibrational support systems in releasing and dissolving those past pieces, acknowledging and seeing that pattern so you can break the pattern. Use this information as information. Get out of your heart, get into your head. Swords are about truth and knowledge. Truth and knowledge does not have emotion. Truth is truth. If I ask somebody, do I look fat in these jeans? If they say yes, probably means that I've been in hibernation for too long. I've been in quarantine. Taking the knowledge as knowledge, not as emotion. And that knowledge will really set you up to bringing in that balance and really reconnecting in. Connecting in with that higher self, connecting in with those higher vibrational beings. We want to raise our vibration, and I won't lie, the Three of Swords likes to lower our vibration. Our ego likes us to stay in the low vibration, so there is no misunderstanding on what it's yelling at us. What about the middle of the week? What can my rose quartz friends expect from the middle of the week? The King of Cups. Kings are that fully divine personality. They have the most control and the most power. And it's that control that we'll be looking at. That control of our intuition and our emotions. That intuition is going to help us connect into self and connect into those higher vibrational beings, which is going to help create that balance that we're looking for. When we have that balance of masculine and feminine, we're looking at the ability to create and manifest everything we need in our lives. So that connection in and control is paramount in being able to bring in the balance that we need, to bring in that balance that's going to help us move ourselves forward and bring in that abundance that we're looking for. Because let's be honest, we've got Gaia's dragons here. And Gaia is really emanating this amazing, fertile energy. Not only are we in the season of spring, where there's a lot of fertility in and around different aspects of the environment and our world, we have in the middle of the week, we have Earth Day, where we're going to celebrate Gaia, and we're going to celebrate her transitions, that evolution and healing that she's had over the past couple of months. Being able to embrace, acknowledge, and celebrate this amazing energy. So that fertility is very, very heavy and amazing. We need to tap into that so that we can use it to our benefit. That control, that intuition is going to be helpful and key in helping us move forward. What about the end of the week? What can my rose quartz friends expect from the end of the week? The Ace of Cups, that holy grail. We're going to be able to tap in and grab hold of that intuitive creativity to help us connect in, live that authentic life, live that true life, and being able to use our skills, our abilities, our passions on very unique and creative ways. We've got a lot of guidance here, tapping into that through that intuition so that you are able to push yourself forward, so you are able to get on that path, realign yourself, and really start to get going on things. Because that path is ahead of us. It's just we can't see it fully. The Hierophant, the 5th card in the Major Arcana. He's the gatekeeper. He's the keeper of keys. He helps us to connect in to that high vibrational source. So whether you call it source, God, goddess, whatever you want to label that universal energy, he helps to connect us into that. He also helps us with his amazing keys to open doors and avenues and possibilities we had never seen before. And he's going to help us to bring about that door or window we need to go through to align ourselves, to really live that authentic self. We need to slow down. We need to be open to whatever that door, window, or porthole looks like. And whatever that authentic life is supposed to be. Because let's be honest, sometimes it's a shift from what it is we are doing or expecting from our lives. Oh, no, we need to go to the challenges. So, what challenge will my rose quartz friends face during the week of April 19th to the 25th? the Knight of Cups. So we have two challenges with the Knight. The first challenge being that because he's a Knight, he's got that very youthful adolescent energy and mindset. He's going to want to rush through this. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Getting on his high horse and charging forward. And missing out on important aspects, keys, and skills that we need. That connection in to those high vibrational beings and self is a skill. Like any other skill, we need to work at it. So we need to work at that connection piece. He's going to blow through it fast and furious. Another part that we have is that he's the Knight of Cups. Cups are about emotion. He's going to find the Three of Swords a major stumbling block. It's going to really cause avoidance or stuckness. Some people may try and avoid this heartache and pain, where other knights are going to be stuck in it. They're going to want to really bask in all the emotion that the Three of Swords holds. So very much a challenge card for you. We need to reel in that energy, redirect it into understanding and working on those skills and acknowledging and embracing those keys and doors that are going to open. The Six of Cups. This is the reminiscing card. Really talking about getting stuck in the Three of Swords. That past pain, those past experiences, reliving and rehashing all these fears, all these heartaches. We can't get stuck in this because we're going to miss out on everything else. We're going to miss out on this evolution. We're going to miss out on this amazing healing opportunity and the ability to create. Like I said, the energies are full and rife with fertility. Being able to create is going to be fantastic this week. We need to be able to embrace it and not get stuck. Alright, now I can go into the blessings. What blessing can my rose quartz friends embrace for the beginning of the week? Melusine, probably saying that wrong. Love who you are. That's the important part. Not how we pronounce our name, but loving who you are. No matter what past experiences, what past pains and fears we have, and what roles we played. It doesn't matter about those past situations. We don't want to rehash them. We need to love who we are so we can live that life of authenticity. We can be authentic with ourselves. And let's be honest, a lot of us really struggle to love who we are because there are aspects and pieces that we're not too proud of. Allowing those pieces to come to light, allowing some healing and nurturing of those pieces so that they can grow into something beautiful, rather than being hidden and shamed. In the middle of the week, what blessing can my rose quartz friends embrace for the middle of the week? Dristan, look beneath the surface. Very much talking about those hidden, darker places that we're not too proud of. I just said we need to bring them into the light. We need to nurture them. And that's very evident. Taking those aspects and parts that we're not proud of, we've been hiding and shaming ourselves about them. Embracing them. letting them out, letting them to shine and grow into something beautiful, something that will support you, something that's going to be helpful. What about the end of the week? What blessing can my rose quartz friends embrace at the end of the week? Lady Luna's magic. Synchronize with the lunar energies. We know that this week is really connected into that Gaia goddess energy. At the end of the week, we're also going to need to tap into that lunar magic, that lunar energy. I know we're not really looking at a full moon or a new moon. We're looking at connecting in to that very raw energy of the cycle itself. And it's in that cycle energy that we're going to gain added support and guidance in our transition, in our evolution. Because the moon is always evolving. It is always shifting and changing. And that very nature of cycles is what we need to embrace, that change. Because let's be honest, we as a species don't do well with change. And we are looking at bringing out aspects and pieces that would really shift and change us a bit. We're going to end off on any further guidance and wisdom that we can offer my rose quartz friends for the week of April 19th to the 25th. The Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is one of those abundance cards. Nines in themselves talk about all your hard work, all that you've done to achieve what it is you have and where it is you are in your life. Because, let's be honest, you've overcome a lot. The Nine of Cups talks about that support and stable energy that we have in our lives. We're able to look at some of this shifting and transitioning because we do have some abundance. We do have that stability. And it's in that abundance and stability that we're going to be able to build off of. Sometimes the abundance and stability can be harder to look at and find. However, it's still there. The Eight of Cups. That inner reflection is going to be needed. We need to find these aspects, these pieces that have been hidden away, that we've been shaming ourselves for. Really embracing them with open arms. And how we're going to do that is through that inner journey, through going within and finding those answers, finding those skills, those abilities, those pieces that we've buried so deep within ourselves. Then the Six of Wands. Sixes are about balance and harmony. The Six of Wands is a victory card. Yes, we need to rebalance and realign ourselves. I said that on the second card. We knew that was coming forward. But we have the Six of Wands, that victory. We know we're going to be victorious and we're going to see that abundance come forward. The more we're able to embrace and align ourselves with that authentic self, the more we're going to be able to embrace that Holy Grail. We're going to get that abundance and we're going to ignite our passions to push us even further down that path that we have chosen, that we chosen years ago. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching my video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful and that you're able to gain some insight and direction into what the week holds for you. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. There is so much more coming your way. The best way to stay connected, so you don't miss out on any of this amazing healing and insight, is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings and healings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my friends.